Let's do some more One Piece. This is episodes 496, 497, 498, and 499. Stopping just shy of that 500 mark, just shy of it. So next video, we will be blasting past that 500 mark. We'll be just soaring through it. But that's exciting and crazy that I'm about to hit episode 500. That's pretty wild to me. Because, when I think of this show, I don't know, I still think of myself as in the 200s. Like, it doesn't feel like I've watched 500 episodes of this show. But I have, or almost now, you know? It's crazy. It's insane. So, I'm really excited to get into it. We're going to be jumping back into Luffy's backstory. I'm gonna just take off the hat that doesn't fit on my head. We're gonna be jumping back into Luffy's backstory, but I feel like because we've done 3 episodes in Luffy's backstory, I feel like it's gonna be like 1 or 2. That's like, this is where the episodes might line up weirdly, because actually the times that I've had like the check-ins with the Straw Hats, which I don't know if we're gonna do that, but I'm just thinking, as I said last time we had a check-in with the Straw Hats, the rest of the Straw Hats. As I said back then, it felt like that was an Act 2 type of story. Like, they were doing Act 2s of all of these different stories, and they were leaving it open to finish off the story later. And I feel like now that we've ended the Marineford arc, this is the time where you would check back in with the Straw Hats one more time before hopefully they all get back together. So because of that, I feel like those episodes are coming up. I don't know if they're going to be now or if they're going to be later, but I wouldn't be surprised if in this episode we had 1 episode of Luffy and then 3 episodes of checking in with the Straw Hats or something. But it would actually probably be 4 episodes of checking in with the Straw Hats. So that's why I'm saying it might line up weirdly. In that last video was like Luffy backstory, and then this video is Luffy backstory and Straw Hats, and next video would be Straw Hats and something else, you know? So it might not, because the last 2 times we've checked in with the Straw Hats, it has just so happened they've also like lined up perfectly with a video, and that wasn't on purpose, because I don't know what's going to be in these episodes before I click play on them. It just happens like that. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna see what happens regardless, but that's my prediction. It's also possible that none of that happens. It's also possible that we do 4 episodes straight of more Luffy backstory, or it's possible we do 2 Luffy backstories and then some random stuff going on. Maybe Buggy starts doing some bullshit that I don't care about for 2 episodes. I don't know. So we're gonna jump into this. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel. All that stuff helps me out a ton, and I really appreciate it. I also, if you want to support me even more, I have a Patreon account. That Patreon account does give you great benefits. It is worth it, I promise you that. You get early access, which means you get the next 12 to 16 episodes on my Patreon account right now, and they're in full-length version. You just sync it up with your own footage. You watch the entire episodes with me. That's worth it. And if you want to support me a little bit less, or you want to bonus support me on top of doing that if you want, I guess, you can join the YouTube membership down below. That'll give you an icon next to your name. It'll give you 2 videos early on this channel, and I also, right now, I'm also saying some of your names out loud, and I do this very quickly, and I'm getting better and better at it. Ready? Here we go. Sundor, Doki Doki, Franco, L, Morove, BN, Jose, Cantoriano, Paul Clark, FCC View, Can Rotary Life, Nithil KS, Revenge isn't here, isn't there, If Riv B, Rigby, Ashtoj Verma, Kenneth Lingdo, Cappy, Shoko S, Zelian, Joao Francisco, and Sudinra G. So thank you all so much for joining me. I understand there's a lot of names there, and I think eventually I'm going to do something about that. I'm not going to get rid of people. I'm not going to tell you to stop, but I might find an easier way to give you guys props. But I do like giving you guys props because I really appreciate the support. Anyway, let's jump into this. This is One Piece episode, starting with episode 496. One Piece, woo! Recap Rubik's. If you're new to this channel, hi and welcome. This is a recap Rubik's. It's a Rubik's Cube that I do while the recap is going on. My goal is to beat the recap. That's it? Damn, man. I was so close. So close to completing it. You can see there's just like a few blocks in there that aren't in place. Doing some training. Oh! Oh! So Sabo and Ace have some close matches. Oh! And Ace is slightly stronger. But they probably know each other super well as well. Ah, yep. So, I mean, Luffy was creative back then. He just didn't know how to utilize it all. 100 matches per person. Wow, those are really neat numbers. Yeah, that's true. If they bit your head off, you'd be dead. Oh my god. It's fun that Luffy is like straight up a part of the group though. Aww. Great gate. Gotcha. So a bunch of trash gets trashed out. People go digging in it for treasure. Is this the kids? Are they 3 kids in a trench coat, literally? They can beat him up. It's funny the idea of revealing, like, you thought we were a man? We were 3 children. Like, I'd initially be less scared at that, but then obviously they're strong children. High town. Damn. This place is very on the nose. Oh, Goa Kingdom? Why do I know the name Goa Kingdom? Ah, cool. Oh, so is this where Sabo got his hat? Because one of the guys was wearing a very similar hat to Sabo. Are they like round? Is that why people are looking? Oh no, they're not. He's just dirt. They're just a dirty, bumbling man. What if we're rich? Damn. This makes me happy. I don't know why. Just watching them get to eat fancy stuff is good. Oh my gosh. This poor woman. By the time she gives them the food. Is she gonna walk in at one point and they're not gonna be ready and she'll just see the 3? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. They ate so much and didn't pay. Oh, he's consistent. I feel like this series might end and he's gonna go around paying every single person that he owes. So they've got similar hats, which I imagine ties into it. Are they related? Sabo's like run away from his family and stuff. You're rich. Yeah. Explains the belt buckle and hat. Gotcha. Makes sense. Makes sense.
前は貴族にふさわしい知性と教養を身につけ、将来
Sounds like Brooke's voice actor.
結婚できる。
Sabo?
Okay. I wouldn't mind marrying. Well, I don't know. Depends on the royal woman, I guess. Aww. Oh, come on, man.
仕事で疲れてるんださ。
Yeah.
こんな絵を描く暇があったら部屋で勉強しなさい。
My God. It's such simple parenting you're failing at. That's one of the easiest things in the world. Even I know that. This looks great. How hard is that?
つまり王様の親戚だぞ。家までおんぶしていけ。
You gonna beat up this fucking royal kid?
待てブレモノ。お前、王族の命令が聞けないのか。
This is like fucking Helmeppo. Oh my God! He's got a royal fucking dagger. You pulled a dagger on him, kid! That's the most clear-cut self-defense I've ever seen. But obviously they won't know about the knife, I bet. Oh my God. Aw, poor Sabo. Yeah, that's fucked. I would leave too. Fuck those parents. Those parents don't deserve children.
あそこの者たちとはそもそも住む世界が違うんだ。
So scared of poor people. They're into it. Aww. And they don't give a fuck, so they treat him like an equal. Yeah, I mean, if you study things you like, so much easier to do. Aww. That's when he said he was going to become the king. Good question. You do give off navigator energy, Sabo. The birds splitting apart. Aw, but now they're getting along again, so the birds come back together. Nice symbolism. Oh my gosh. These kids with a bottle of sake. Yeah! Very nice. Cute episode that did not progress the way that I thought it would, so I now don't know how many episodes this backstory is going to be. I thought this was going to be the last one because I thought they were going to, like, because they had set up, who was it? They set up, not Porkamy, Bluejam, right? And so I assumed, like, Bluejam, it was just, this episode was just going to be Bluejam coming for them or whatever, and that was the final thing. But no, they're taking their time with this. And so I think it's very possible, actually, that they fully take their time, and this isn't just a, like, there's not just going to be 1 or 2 more episodes. This could go as long, I don't know how long it could go. I think it's maximum another 17 episodes. Oh no, 18, 19 or so episodes at max, but I don't think it'll take that long. But now, after seeing this episode and the sort of pace it was going at and the things that they were showing, I wouldn't be surprised if we had, you know, 5 more episodes of this backstory. But it's nice. I like the backstory. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm liking seeing some of this stuff. I like getting to know Sabo, which makes me think that Sabo is going to become a more important, like, we're going to meet up with Sabo later, assuming he's not dead. Or actually, I mean, it could go out one of two ways. And this is assuming we haven't seen Sabo in the show before, which I don't believe we have. And if we've only seen like glimpses of him, maybe I don't want to know that yet. But I don't believe he's been like a major part of the show at any point. So that makes me think that they're either setting up Sabo for two reasons. One, to bring him back into the show at some point in the future, and then it's like this really satisfying moment of like Luffy and Sabo meeting up again. Especially if they want to like catch up about Ace's death, you know, and then they can bond over that a little bit. Or you kill Sabo by the end of this backstory, and you do that to, you know, have sadness and stakes, and like, because they, in this episode, they went into like Sabo's backstory and stuff, and got us very connected to him. Even though I was already, I like him a lot. He's a great character. But I hope he's not dead, not just because I don't want this kid to be dead, but also because I think he's an interesting enough character that I imagine his him in modern day would be a very cool character, you know. Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes. I've got a lot of notes, but they're mostly like the Great Gate, Edgetown, Hightown, you know, like the names of stuff. So then they're not actually, I don't have a crazy amount of notes of like stuff to talk about necessarily. So I think we don't waste too much time, and we just move right along to episode 497. Recap Rubik's. Ah, damn it! Don't listen! I'm not listening to it. I'm just finishing off the cube because I'm so close that I might as well. There you go. There's the cube complete. Ta-da! Pochi! Oh my god! Right at the front door? Oh, cool. Ah, using Luffy's leg as a rope to swing in is a cool idea. Imagine punching a kid and going, I made a dent! And don't come home. But at least they bring food. Hard to complain because they do kind of pull their share of the weight. Man, that looks so good. Oh man, I'm hungry now. Aww. Man, it seems like they had a, you know, pretty nice life at this point. Oh man, Dadan's getting fed up with it though. And I mean, I understand, they are troublemakers. It's probably really annoying. And Dadan's not a parent, so she doesn't really know how to handle it. Is that Dadan? Is that her in her past, or is that like just her image of herself, like an image of herself that she wants to have? I mean, they did that like it was a surprise. It was very clearly Luffy. Oh. Was that actually Garp? No, it wasn't. It was the Windmill Village mayor, right? And Makino! Aww! Yay! That makes me happy. Makino is so cute. Aww. Yeah, of course. You gotta follow the pretty lady's instructions. Wow, that looks awesome. Garp's back. Uh-oh. This isn't a good time to be discussing this. Uh-oh. Aww. Ruh-roh. Careful, you're throwing him under the bus a bit. Oh my gosh. It's funny that by trying to dissuade them, Garp actually like trains them kind of. Aww. We will stand on our feet. ASL, A Sabo, Luffy. I was like, what does the sign language have anything to do with it? Oh my gosh. It's honestly taking Dadan longer than I expected to come around. I thought we'd already be there. Well, you wait until the rain starts to say that? Well, I guess because of the rain, she's worried about them probably. Okay. Damn, I mean, they're working hard. He hits his hand with a hammer and it doesn't even hurt him. That's a good change up on that joke. It's pretty impressive, all the stuff they're putting together. What does the flag look like? ASL! Cute. Probably a good idea. Make sure it's like Home Alone. Aww, look at all of them. Imagining themselves on a pirate ship, but they're still kids. Damn, and in this imagination, they're still fighting bluejam. And he doesn't know which way to turn, I bet. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is nice. We're seeing like them playing pretend. Sweet. You found him! Are you gonna be able to get past all the traps? She's getting actually worried now. Yeah, you were worrying, Dadan. Yeah, they're not gonna bring you home stuff for dinner anymore, so. Aww. Uh-oh. Oh god. It's a long-winded fucking Rube Goldberg machine. It takes ages to set up. She's standing there the whole time, like while that part of the rope burns. Oh my god. Oh, that's it. That's another nice episode. This one more focused on Dardan and like her, you know, slowly warming up to them a bit more, or rather just seeing like that when they're gone, she actually does, you know, worry about them, which it's to be expected. I mean, who upon seeing that character didn't think that that was where you were headed with that sort of storyline? It's pretty classic, you know, taking in these found kids and starting off being so grumpy, but eventually coming to love them. It's pretty classic. And I mean, it feels like it's probably not fully over, but you know, it could get to this point and like this is the level at which Dardan is involved in their life, which is just she watches over them and worries about them, checks on them, and like, you know, just make sure they're okay. Like it, you know, she wasn't, after she found out that they were safe and they had their little hideout and their hideout had traps in it and stuff, she went back. You know, she was frustrated and she was like, I'm never worrying about them again and stuff. But I think she also had the opinion that they're fine. You know, like, look at them. They're all right. They're setting up traps. They're taking care of themselves. People are talking about them, but people also, like, people have been talking about, they're always out. You know, so they've been taking care of themselves already. So I don't think she worries that much about them, which, well, she does worry, but she also, I think, now understands they will be all right. It's nice. It's nice. I like Dardan. I like her as a character. I like seeing what they're doing with her. And all this to say, if this is like all we get, if we don't get any more like major Dardan development, this is still it's gotten to a nice place for me that I'm happy with it. I think the Garp stuff, I mean, like, Garp's, it's interesting with Garp because he did just like drop these kids off and go like, they're your problem now, you know. It's not like he's the most attentive father figure for these people, and I don't think, I mean, that's also not his job. He's already done his job. He's already done what more than most people would do, which is like saving these kids at all, making sure that they have some sort of home and someone to take care of them. And so he basically just comes back every once in a while and does the classic grandparent thing of like, I'm gonna make sure that you're on the path that I would want for you, you know? And so you do none of the parenting, but then you come and like criticize all the things that happened while you were gone, and then you leave again. That's what Garp's doing. But it's funny that we see Garp is inadvertently training them to be pirates. Obviously, his intention is to train them to be Marines, but he's training them to be Marines by having them fight one of the strongest Marines out there, him. So if they're saying, I want to be pirates, and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to beat you up and you're just going to have to fight me over and over again, then you're just getting them used to fighting against authority. You're getting them used to being free, and also the idea that the Marines are oppressive, you know? Like, obviously, it's arguable whether the kids are going to grasp that metaphor, but the idea that Garp is the one that is trying to stop them from achieving their dreams, they could very much attribute that to, well, that's what Garp's like, and he's a Marine, therefore that's what Marines are like. Therefore, I don't want to be a Marine, I want to be a pirate who goes against the Marines and does whatever they want. There are ways, if you wanted them not to be pirates, I think there are absolutely ways you would have been able to lovingly facilitate other interests and move them towards, you know, different things that they could still express their freedom in different ways, you know? But I actually think it's this environment that makes this behavior so much more prevalent. Because obviously they're being left to their own devices. That's a big thing, you know? And they want to be, but that is a major part of this. And also the fact that Dardan and that whole crew, they're like mountain bandits or whatever, so they already have like a loose grip on morals, because you got like Garp, who's a marine, and it's like he's this, you know, huge upholder of justice, and yet you also have these parental figures that are mountain bandits, and they, you know, don't have as much of a sense of justice. And then you've got, you know, figures from the I forgot what it's called, the Grey Terminal or whatever, the Grey Terminal, where, you know, it's kind of every man for himself, and there's just a lot of different places that they're learning from. And Sabo himself also has had a taste of like the noble life, or the pursuit of nobility, and that doesn't seem great either. So yeah, all that's left is piracy after all of that falls away. Where else would they have gone? I kind of can't see this sort of upbringing and see them becoming a lawyer, you know? They piracy is what they have left. Because I also, if I had this upbringing, no, I don't want to become a marine. Are you kidding me? It sounds like it sucks. And on top of that, you're a marine and you can't even stay here with your family, you know? You have to always be out on the sea. That's, I mean, but also, you know, you could say the same for pirates. That's what Usopp did, right? He went to live a life on the sea and left Usopp behind, so I guess it cuts both ways. But yeah, anyway, that was oh, and I just want to give a shout out to Makino. I love Makino. It's so great because she is seemingly such a small character, you know, like just a very you know, she was just the seemingly like, oh, the woman in the bar in one of the first episodes of the show, and I just like internalized that character pretty early on. And then every time they like show her, I'm like, oh, it's Makino, and I've like memorized her and I love her. But now, you know, in this episode especially, you see her come back and it's like, it's her and the village elder. They sort of like represent Luffy's Windmill Village life. And Makino is sort of like a mother figure to him, you know? Like, I know Dadan is the closest thing he probably has to a mother figure, but Makino, I mean, legitimately, I guess Makino is closer to like an aunt, you know, like a really nice aunt that you would have. But it really feels like Makino might have been also one of his main mother figures that he had growing up. And that's just very sweet. Like, I loved that bit where Luffy comes out and is screaming like Makino and comes and hugs her and stuff. I think that's adorable. And then Makino being happy that like, oh, you have 2 older brothers now. That's so fucking sweet, man. Oh yeah, that's good shit. That's good shit. Let's move on to the next episode. This is episode 498 of One Piece. Here we go. Okay. Recap Rubik's. And that is the cube complete. Ta-da! Alright. Bluejam kills Ace in the backstory too. It's winter. It's an interesting looking little animal. Oh! Nice. Uh-oh. Yeah. You gotta get out of there. Yeah, it's gonna take your prey. But Luffy earned it. Does he want to keep it? Or is he's just scared? Oh my god! Yeah, no, he wants to keep it. This is where Luffy started attacking every animal he sees. Oh man. Aww. What are you gonna do about it? You gotta take down the tiger. But actually don't, because I don't need to see a story about you killing a tiger. Oh my god, Luffy. You fucking idiot. Oh, now they lost that food as well? Yeah, well, you lost all the food. That would be cool. It'd be a cool alternate universe show to see a Sabo Luffy as adults all on a crew together. They want to run their own ship. Yeah, I mean, they're the ones that saved your ass today. You three are all so similar. Oh my gosh. Damn, they're all on board. It's interesting to see back here. Luffy got scared a lot. He doesn't get scared quite as much in the modern day. Mini boss. Oh, oh! This bear was just hanging out. Oh! Who threw that? It's a hammer. Who uses a hammer? Who are you? Naguri. Does he have a gun? What did he do? Is that legit? Or did he use haki or what? It feels like that could be haki. Or that could just be, you know, him being cool. But we didn't hear like a haki sound effect, but that's only when the show wants to signify to us. Well, they're calling it back to this moment. I feel like it is haki then. Bum, bum, bum. Nice. I wonder if Luffy's gonna end up winning this competition against the tiger. Because he'll accidentally use haki. And he still doesn't know to this day that that's what he did. Cool. How did he cut it with that pipe? Gold Roger. Oh yeah, I think we do know him. Oh really? Damn. Do you have a Davy back with the Gold Roger? Roller skated against him. Barely a match. Yeah. Ace isn't interested. Well, of course Ace isn't interested. Of course, it's a hard thing for Ace to hear. Oh yeah, I forgot Luffy did know. Yeah. He doesn't really know him though. Yeah. None of you have great relationships with your parents. Sabo is such a good friend. Damn, you just believe Sabo? I feel like if I was the old man, I would be like, this kid's fucking crazy. That sounds like a classic lie. My dad's Bill Gates. He's gonna ban you from Xbox. Oh my god, right on the bum.
兄弟だ
Oh, come on.
てめえらとは今日限りに兄弟の縁を
Oh,
切る
come on. This is a classic
こっちのセリフ
a classic brothers squabble.
聞いた通りだ。早速動きましょう。
Alright, we're finally progressing this storyline.
珍しく新聞なんか読んで今日はやりでも
何の騒ぎだそんな偉いやつなのか天竜人ってのは
Oh, a celestial dragon will visit. Okay. Okay, pretty good again. I like it. I mean, yeah, look, this I'm enjoying this arc. I'm enjoying the backstory we're getting. It's all stuff that I just find like decent, you know. It doesn't blow me away because it's, you know, a lot of the stuff is like, I mean, also like their main things right now is they're trying to do a competition fighting a tiger. Like I've said, you know, I don't care about them fighting animals. But I like the little bits of like lore that we're getting, and I do think it's cool that the show is taking its time with this, especially since, you know, this is Luffy's backstory. If you're gonna have 1,000 and something episode show, I do think it makes sense to dedicate a significant chunk of time to Luffy's backstory when you do show it. At least they're lumping in Luffy, Ace, and Sabo, if we see him again's backstory all into one. Like that's good, you know, and then you also get bits and pieces of Garp's backstory and some other stuff. So it's still excuse me. It's still cool and good. I like this arc. I like its positioning. I think it's right for the story. It's just, you know, I think it's all right, you know. But I mean, mostly because I'm excited for like stuff that's upcoming in the show. Like I'm excited for our crew getting back together again, and I'm excited for us getting the Sunny back and going to Fishman Island, you know. Like there's so much stuff that I'm looking forward to right now in the show that this arc I'm just like, yeah, okay, I know Luffy's got a backstory. let's go, you know. But also, you know, backstories I don't tend to want really long backstories. But I don't want any of that to be misconstrued as me not liking these episodes, because I do like these episodes a lot. It's just kind of I'm antsy, I guess. And especially I think if I was just in a position where I could binge this show like at my own pace, like as fast as I wanted, and if I had the time to do it as well, then this would actually be good, because I'd binge all these episodes. I'd be watching them all. I'd be eating them all up. But I would specifically be binging through these episodes really quickly, and taking it all in and then getting to the next bits. But because I can only watch, you know, 4 episodes on Wednesday and 3 episodes on Saturday or whatever, because those are my like designated days. When those days come around, I'm like, oh man, I want to progress the story as much as we can, you know. But that's just a me thing. Anyway, good episode. I do think the fighting the tiger thing is interesting. I wonder if we're going to sort of... Here's my hope, because we got one more episode I'm doing in this video. I don't think this is going to happen, but here's what I hope happens, okay? We will have this sort of bluejam storyline intersecting, and like we have an episode where all of this stuff that they've been setting up, the bluejam storyline, fighting the tiger, Dadan, you know, caring about them, and Luffy, and the celestial dragon coming to Goa Kingdom. If all of that stuff like intersected at the same time in like one episode, and they just like had a really nicely paced episode for this final one, then I think that would be really cool. I think more likely, you know, there's another like 4 or 5 episodes of this backstory, more likely, just because of the stuff that they've been setting up. But it's very enjoyable. It's been solid so far. I liked seeing, you know, the Nagari. I'm looking at my notes, by the way, when I'm looking over here. I liked seeing Nagari fighting the bear, seemingly with Haki, possibly, but maybe not. I mean, it's hard to tell. he said he was like no match for Gold Roger, but he has like a command of haki that's like a decent command of haki. But you know, I guess we really don't know. Like we're at this point in the show where haki is like mysterious enough still that we don't know how prevalent haki is. It's one of those things where sometimes the show will introduce something and then it's like everyone has it, you know? Like in Hunter x Hunter, for example, and Hunter x Hunter was good about this. This isn't like a plot hole or anything in Hunter x Hunter, because Hunter x Hunter introduces Nen, which is their power system, like, I can't remember, I think it's like 30 episodes into the show or something, like pretty significant chunk into the show. And I mean, I guess, you know, I'm comparing this to One Piece, which is introducing this power system. It introduced it like 300 or 400 episodes in. But you know, for Hunter x Hunter, for that, the relation of that series, which is 100 and something episodes, 30 episodes or so into the show is like a pretty significant chunk. But like when they introduced it, it was like, oh, this is a, like, it felt like this is a kind of secret thing, and like not really many people know about this or whatever. But then as soon as the main characters learn about it, every single person we come across from that point on in the show knows about Nen, and knows, like, as you know, has some sort of Nen thing, obviously. And there's reasons for that. I mean, you have, like, now that your characters are in on it, you sort of specifically go to locations that have Nen as a big part of it or whatever. But obviously with Hunter x Hunter, they also set it up earlier. Characters were using Nen, but we didn't know what they were doing beforehand. But I just think it's like, it's one of those things that, like, once you learn about it, it starts being like everywhere. And then you also have it prevalent in a lot of other stuff. But like JoJo is another big example. Like, right, stands. You know, there weren't stands at the start of the show. They introduce it in part 3 or something, right? And then it's like everyone has a stand, but then they have like a lore reason for that, because stand users are drawn to each other. Like, there's some weird magical thing where stand users are drawn to each other. So there's a lot of like examples of this. This is haki. Haki, you know, it seems like it has been prevalent in the universe, but we really don't know much about it. And it feels like most of the people we've come across up to this point seemingly don't use haki. We know Shanks does. We know the people on Amazon Lily do. We know, I mean, I'm sure, you know, a lot of Whitebeard and his crew and stuff are using haki, but and I mean, I guess because it's like sort of an invisible force, we really can't fully tell. So maybe a lot of people we were meeting were using haki and we just straight up didn't know about it. And that's kind of the beauty of introducing a power system that is kind of invisible, is that you can just go, well, remember this person that was really strong? They were strong because of haki, and you can just say that. But yeah, when you introduce it at this point in the show, we still don't fully know who was using haki and how much they've been using it, and what exactly, you know, what the full applications of it are yet. And there's a lot of stuff that we're not sure about. So because we're not sure about this stuff, it's hard for me to say how strong anyone is and how strong someone has to be to know haki, and how common it is for people to know haki. So when I see someone like this guy, Nagari, who seemingly is using it, again, we didn't get like the sound effect or anything, but they compared it to the Shanks moment, and I think by now they've pretty heavily implied, if not confirmed, that Shanks used haki. And also obviously the live action has it a pretty, like, it's way more clear that he's using something. So like, because they compared it to that moment, it makes me think he is using haki, and because of that, I wonder, how strong do you have to be to use haki? Because he wasn't strong enough to have a chance against Gold Roger and his crew. But that's like saying, you know, I'm not as good a basketball player as Michael Jordan. Like, it's that doesn't give me if someone said like, how good at basketball are you? And I go, not as good as Michael Jordan. they're gonna go, okay, well, I know. Well, where on the spectrum are you? Because you could be literally anywhere on the spectrum if you're saying the top guy. So I don't know. I wonder just how strong he actually was. Because if he didn't stand a chance, like there are some people who I think would stand a chance against him and wouldn't come back saying, oh, my crew all split up because we lost to Gold Roger. So, you know, if Gold Roger's up here, he might be like down here. But I wonder if there's like a threshold for like pirates that learn Haki. Got to be above like this threshold, you know, or got to be above like this threshold. I don't know. It's all fun speculation. It doesn't really matter. It's just some interesting stuff. So yeah. Celestial Dragons come to Goa. Let's do the last episode that we're doing in this video. This is episode 499. Here we go. Ba-da-da! 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 It's recap Rubik's time, but I'm just mixing it up because I forgot to. Okay, that's mixed up, right? Alright. Recap Rubik's. Well, I definitely didn't get that in time, but you know. It's okay. It's fine. Oh my god. Well, here's the tiger stuff. They lost against the tiger. Okay. Still not ready. I don't know why he'd go for catnip when there's bigger food for him. Damn, you haven't seen him for a week? Oh my gosh. Ace is gonna blow up at you, I think. Or maybe he's just gonna stay silent. He's just staying silent. Oh, great job, Luffy. And he's traveling with the old man, or hanging out with him. It's like a wanted poster for the tiger. Oh, is he gonna hit the sign? Oh, he's closer than he normally is. Oh no! Well, normally he hits the ground, so he's improved. Yeah, and the reach. Cool. That's respect. Aww. He likes that. Gold Roger will remember that. Doesn't need to behead people just because. Well, the old man already knows about this. Oh, ruin his son's life in the end. And they're extra harsh on him in the future because he's Gold Roger's son and now he's dead. Damn. Look at this, man. This is the guy who got destroyed by Gold Roger and he's destroying you. He's so excited. Cool. That's why he's been cutting down all the trees. Yep, I'm gonna make you fucking work, loser. Do you want to fight him too? Oh, okay. You're still holding on to it. Yeah. Awesome. Ace, you lost the battle. You gotta help with the ship. Good.
エースサボルフィ3人の少年を心身ともに成長
Damn,
させ
this is
て
crazy. Whenever I thought of Luffy's backstory, I always thought his strength would have been completely because of Garp.
訪れようとしていた
But it was Ace, it was Sabo, it was Nagini. There's a bit of Garp, you know.
そうだ大虎倒したやつがな
The one that killed the tiger.
ま強さも船長の条件として重要なことじゃが
But that's not all they
そ
need.
れよりも大事なことがあるの
There is more important thing.
大
I
事
think
なこと
そうそ
I think the subtitles are kind of weird right now.
忘れたんだ
船長の条件ってのはなんだ強さより大事なことって一体何なんだ
Mm-hmm.
教えろ
He needs to know.
実はわしもよくわからんのし
Oh.
わしは船長として
Oh, interesting. You have to find it.
の船長でいられるのしクルーに認められてこそ船長
Ah.
くだらね
I mean, it's true. Is he setting off today? Because they're done.
礼を言うのし
Aw. Even Ace is smiling.
ああじゃがその前に
Okay, he's gonna finish training
私
them.
の修行お待ちかねの大虎狩りに行くのし
Oh, today.
それはお見通しだ
Oh. Nice.
どうだ
It's a decent start, but not enough. The tail got you. Oh. Damn. Yeah, they are not ready. Unless he hakis him now. I don't think he hakied him. Or did he? No, I think... Oh! They saved him! When you guys work together.
俺たちはまだまだだ
You're not good enough alone. Are you good enough together?
面白くなってきたの
おいトラゴこっちだ
Okay, Sabo's a bait.
お尻おう
Stretch him back.
ギリギリまで引き寄せるんだ
You're gonna launch yourself, Ace?
準備はいいか
I think so.
ルフィ
Here we go!
ロケット
Oh, it's cool. Someone else using Gum Gum Rocket. And the momentum of the tiger coming towards you and you going towards the tiger. That'd be crazy.
結局船長はエースか
But
よ
you all worked together to do it.
あんなに修行したのに
He wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys.
安心しろ俺は
Yeah,
船長
he
にはならね
recognizes
えよ
that.
船長になってくださいって頭下げさせてやるからよ下げるか
どうやら収まると
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you guys, if you want to be captain,
さて
you gotta get them to want to be your crew.
じゃあな
Aww.
気をつけて行ってこいよ
海で待ってるのし
Well, yeah, are you still alive? I guess it's not that crazy that you can still be alive. Whoa! That's cool.
コーグリとの日々に別れを告げ
Goodbye, Nagini.
ルフィたち
当たりはついてんだろうな
Okay, back to this storyline. The main storyline.
サボが見つかったと
There we go. Man, remember last video when I was like, oh man, I should have done 4 episodes so we could fit the whole Luffy backstory into one video. Well, here we are, 4 episodes later, and it's still not done. I mean, there's still more to come. But, well, I want to say, but it seems like at the end there, they set up for like the final thing, but I said that at the end of last video as well. Like, they set it up back then, and then they didn't do it again until the end of this episode. But I did like that episode, and I did like Nagini like training them and seeing Ace sort of start to understand what it means to be a captain a little bit more and properly get it. It's not just, oh, here's the strong guy. He's the one in charge. This is a guy who can take down the biggest saga. That's why he's at the front of the ship. That's why he's on our flag. That's why he has a big crew. It's not just about that. And Nagari said, like, I don't even fully know what it takes to be a captain because I wasn't a very good one. But people still called me captain because they approved of me. And so that's almost a prerequisite of being a captain. Not just being strong, but having the approval of others. I mean, I think we've seen how it sort of falls apart on someone like Kuro, you know, who he talks about how his crew all betray him. You know, it's a classic thing. Your crew are going to stab you in the back. And I think that's because his crew don't approve of him. And if you're that kind of captain and your crew don't approve of you, they don't care about you, yeah, they do want to stab you in the back. And then you're not really being a captain. You are weathering storms constantly until you go the way of Kuro, which is like cut yourself off from that pirate part of your life and go solo, essentially. That's what he did. He went solo, basically. I mean, he still had people working under him when he did all of those plans and stuff, but they weren't, you know, they weren't really, he wasn't properly doing the pirate life stuff anymore because, you know, he's just a terrible captain like that. So when you have a crew, I mean, they've shown like all the strongest crews, they do have some sort of bond together, and they do all approve of their captain heavily. I mean, obviously the Straw Hats, Whitebeard's crew is a fantastic example of that. I mean, you saw how much they were crying and how emotional they got based around Whitebeard stuff and around Ace as well. And you have Gold Roger's crew. We've heard that they were, you know, that they worked together really well. They were close knit, and even, and it's sad to say this, even Blackbeard's crew, you know, Blackbeard's crew, who are quite an interesting crew, and you know that it's weird shit going on with them. But they do approve of Blackbeard. They're on his side. They stand behind him. And they work together pretty well. So even someone who's, you know, we don't, as viewers, approve of, that we're not on the side of, that, you know, is kind of like a villain or whatever, he's got a great crew. And that... it does make him a decent captain. Is he a good guy? No. But he does seem like a decent captain in terms, just in pure pirate terms. So I do like seeing that and then comparing it to crews in our head. Obviously Shanks's crew, that's another huge example. Like, they seem all jolly and they love each other and they love Shanks. They all care so much about Shanks. So it's amazing. Really, really good. Was there anything else? I don't think so. I don't think there's a crazy amount else I want to talk about. So that is the end of One Piece episodes up to 499. Next time I start a video, we will be clicking play on episode 500. So if you want to watch that now, guess what? You can. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can watch that now. You can either join my YouTube membership down below and get 2 extra videos right now, or you can join my Patreon and get a bunch of extra videos right now. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping a lot, which means I definitely have to end the video. Oh, thanks for watching. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.